So out here in the high desert of Arizona, the first big hurdle I came up with is trying to figure out how to get water. There's a lot of obstacles trying to garden in the high desert of Arizona. It's been 110 recently in the highs, and it is a just dry heat. I mean, you can get humidity as low as 15, even lower, and it just dries you out, dries your plants out, and honestly, you can just feel it, just sweat pouring down. It's not even 8 o'clock in the morning. I bet it's close to 90 degrees, and by 10, it'll be about 100. By noon, it'll be 110. I built the pond to capture all the water that I was wasting, and get myself some good bacteria that also grows in the pond. Also, a little bit of soap, as you can see in the bottom there, works really well as far as a natural insecticide. I see a lot of like the squash bugs and a lot of bugs just literally jump off of my plants. I'll see it as I'm watering. I started out by just a washing machine going out to some fruit trees, which worked really well. Those trees did great. It really got them established when I first had them there. And then everything built up and got more complex over time. And then I built an outside shower. After I built the outside shower, that's what on the other side of this fence is. Then I started capturing all the water from my washing my dishes, all that water as well. And everything goes to this point. Now this is the pump that pumps up through all these cattails and back down. Now inside here is just sand. Now the sand and the cattails together, a lot of good bacteria grows in here. It kind of skims off a lot of the stuff and works as a filter. This goes back inside, and what this does is it creates a natural system to break everything down. So a little bit of orange juice that goes into, let's say, when I'm washing dishes, that goes into here. It cycles through the system. It breaks down naturally, and that's all nutrients for my plant. This is my orchard. All of this has been gray water the entire time that we planted. So as you can see by these pomegranates here, the gray water just doing amazing. You can see they're just getting big. They're all over the place. This one's actually starting to get red. This one's probably going to be ripe here in a few. Now, all of this started with a washing machine. So what I would do is I'd wash my clothes, and this channel you can see on the bottom here would flood out the entire time, and that's how all of this would get watered. And you can do as simple as that, as just make a berm on the outside. You see it? There's a berm on the outside, and there's a little channel in the middle. So it just went all the way around and filled up. And that's how all of this started to get established. And I would do that once a week. That's all it would take for these trees to get the water they need. Also, we're on the backside of a shipping container. So behind me blocks all the evening sun. So that way these aren't really getting the intense heat of the day. So once it gets about 100, a little over that, the shipping container starts blocking some of that sun, and this whole thing starts shading out and helps all these trees. Now we have apple, peach, we have pear, grape, and then my favorite, two pomegranates. Now these pomegranates so far do the absolute best. Low amount of fertilizer, low amount of water, and they just flourish. I am just so thrilled. I've trimmed these down to almost nothing, just one stalk. Trimmed them up intense this year, and they still just keep on producing. The other one here is a little bit smaller. It has a whole bunch hidden everywhere too. There's probably at least, I don't know, 25 of these pomegranates off these two little bushes right here. It's pretty cool. Now, what I would suggest for anybody that wants to start using gray water to water some plants, it's very simple. Where your water goes out for your washing machine, just plumb it out somewhere. Plumb it outside to a certain location, and then where that is, just plant some trees there. And it really does work out really well. It's really easy. And a washing machine is going to give you, 75, 100 gallons each week at least, depending on how much you're washing clothes. and bam, you can have your own orchard off of water that would have just went to nothing. And I think that's an easy step for anyone to start this process. And what I did, and especially if they're off grid, it's just reusing that water. Just collect it and have it go somewhere that's not just in a septic or on the ground going to nowhere. Just have it go to something of use. They do this in large scale. I've seen it where they irrigate all off the side of the freeway. Other places, it's just all reused water. It literally has a sign, reused water. And that's exactly what I'm doing here with tremendous success. I found over here where there's a little bit more shade, I can get these sweet corn to grow pretty well. And they're growing around my lemongrass. The lemongrass is a little companionship gardening. It's actually shading it out, and the sweet corn is doing really well. So I feel a little bit of shade. As we're in a shade spot, the shipping container, it shades it till about 10 o'clock in the morning. Just that little bit of a difference, the sweet corn is able to kind of grow and do pretty well right there. These little squash bugs, as I water here with this soapy water, they pop up. I'm able to get them and take them off. Works really well as a natural insecticide. They just don't like that soapy water. This is all gray water. Basically, there's a pump, and then I have a hose going one direction into the pond. The other direction of that hose is right at the end right here. And that just pumps all of that gray water right here into these plants. And that's how I grow everything. My entire garden is just water that otherwise would have went into the septic tank or all over the ground or went to waste. Anyone can do this. You can start out by just simply as a washing machine and let the water just go to a tree. And that's the start of exactly what I'm doing here. Like, comment, subscribe.